So here what I want to be doing is I'm shadowing my knees and I'm getting them ready, getting the hip flexors warmed up. We're going to be attacking the hip flexors and looking to strengthen them in terms of versatility and in general getting them ready to be firing knees. That's what we're going to be training them to do. So we're starting off with some shadow knees, looking at 30 to 50 on the one leg, then alternating, then on the other one, and then we're going to be doing the kettlebells and then going on to the knees on the side. The idea here, notice how my back foot is raised, so I'm on my tiptoes, and what I'm doing is I'm hooking, so I'm keeping it checked, like when you're defending a kick, you're checking, but you're flexing your shin by hooking in order to bring up. So that's building a strong habit there, and it's very challenging this with bringing it as high as you can, ready for the knee, and it's really strengthening the hip flexors. Obviously, make sure you've warmed up your lower back for this, and obviously we need to focus on bringing up the the back leg on our tiptoes, because that is what we're going to be doing now with the knees here. So it's training and enforcing good habits. So this here is the setup. So it's the front knee that sets up almost like a jabbing knee, and then you come with the power knee. It's there to prod and pierce, and then straight into putting all my weight on its seat and cracks with that. So it's a set-up knee. So it shouldn't be much on it, but it covers in the distance. This is all part of the circuit. You want to burn it. So you want to burn with the knees on the dummy, and then straight into here, rinse and repeat, building that strength, that dexterity, and that discipline with your knee strikes if you want to become an effective knee fighter. As a knee fighter, it's all about reps. You want that endless endurance. That you want to become that archetypal fighter that never stops, that always comes forward and hunts them down, that never gets tired of throwing knees, because this is your main weapon, and it needs to be constantly sharp, constantly deadly, because you don't want to be a knee fighter and run out of steam. For this, obviously, you need a strong stomach, which we'll move on to afterwards, but you want to really build those hip flexors with the power. So you need power in a short space. Now, if you need to post your hand on the wall to assist you, that's fine. You can really use that to benefit, and just these reps need to be concentrated. It's not about how many reps you do with these, it's about the quality of the reps over quantity, because you want to get that full extension, that full range of motion in order to deliver the most bang for your buck and get that strength, that power in that short space. This is great just to switch it up and test your strength for the muscle recruitment fibres. It's great to just get the half rep, because with a knee, you're always delivering a knee or a kick, you're always standing on one leg. So if you can just get it used to when it's fatigued, when it's it needs to deliver more muscle fibres to recruit it. It's just going to help the execution of the technique and the overall endurance of your hip flexors, which demand strength here. This is an added stretch just to get them loose and to really develop the flexibility. Notice how this is essentially a Bulgarian split squat without using, the elevation, so it's like a split lunge, but this is really good at just extending the hip flexors and getting the length and range of motion with a nice straight spine, chest proud. This is really, really effective warm-up and just to get them nice and loose, ready for throwing strikes. Now, because the angle you can't see too well, but my left hand is pushing on their face and my right hand is on their inner bicep. Obviously this dummy has T-Rex arms, but that's what I'm working on. So when I smother distance, they can't see the knee come in, and the strike that they can't see is obviously the one that hurts them the most. And you can just post them and push them there, and shut down the bicep, ready for the strike down the solar plexus. So it's really important here, working on entry. So the whole idea of the setup knee is to bring the power knee there, and here what I've been working on is this arm wrap. It's a 2-on-1 arm, so it's hard for them to get it, and I crush space and really get side on. It's from my judo days, it's Nippon Tsunagi arm wrap, and as I get that there and bring my hips really square, I can hit with round knees, and I've got some shots to the legs here as well. But when my hips are sucked in close, they're smushed against the wall, because if you notice, I'm on my tiptoes, so all of my weight is piercing forward, and then as I bring my hips out, I can strike with a big effective knee. So it's just a control before strike, and here you see me burying my head into their chin, and I'm working on that the arms together is a big frame, a big lock. So basically it's all in their clavicle and the back of their neck, and it's really, really uncomfortable, and they can't see what's going on. They're pinned against the wall or the fence, and it's just effective for me striking my knees, because if they were to strike with their knees here or punches, there's really not much on them, because where the head goes, the body goes, and when you've got control of their head, you're able to do so much more. And this is my strong side of the Ponsunagi arm wrap. As you see, you got some shoulder strikes straight to the face, where you're not sacrificing much space. A person would say, "Oh, but aren't you exposing your back a bit here?" Well, I'm side on and almost shoulder barge burying into them, and because they're pinned, it's really quite difficult for them to come out of it when you've got both your arms. One of them's buried underneath their armpit, and the other one has got their wrist, and you're buried into them. It's difficult for them to do it. And me turning my back in is just straight away opening up a Nippon Tsunagi, a Tayatoshi variation, and because I've got the arm wrap, I can even throw them backwards with an Osotogari as well. It's got a lot of options there, and someone who's not familiar with this grip will be overwhelmed quickly with strikes, because you strike them just when they think you're about to strike, that's when you throw.